Okay, the shiur is dedicated to Nishmas Rachalei Basar Chaim Tzvi. We have here again Dr. Lavi. I want to welcome you back.
Thank you.
Today we'll be discussing the Melacha of Kotev, and hopefully we'll also get to the Melacha of Mochek, writing and erasing.
Rabbi Isaacson, we're going to talk about writing. Now, I've had enough experiences with you to realize that you're going to go a little bit beyond just writing with a pen and paper. But you're starting off by telling me that writing with a writing instrument like pen on paper is prohibited.
That's for sure.
But there's more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's get a little background first. We have the Melacha Doraisa of writing is to write two letters. In the Mishkan, they used to write two letters. Where do you find Kotev done in the Mishkan? So they used to go ahead and write one letter on one of the beams of the Mishkan, another letter on the socket in which the Mishkan was held. So they'd line them up, let's say an Aleph to the Beis, Aleph on the beam, a Beis on the socket, and a Gimel on the Dalet, so everything would be lined up just right. That was the two letters that were written in the Mishkan. So in order to be chayiv, an Isser Doraisa, biblical prohibition, you have to write two letters. What about if you only write one letter on Shabbos? So we usually assume that one letter is chatzi shiur, is half a shiur. That's also Asr min Torah, an Isser Doraisa. Certainly should not be done. You won't get necessarily a full onesh of Bezdin, a punishment of Bezdin, but certainly will be an Isser Doraisa. The Melachot of Kotev does not just include writing letters, but also includes any kind of pictures or images that you might want to create as well. That's also going to be the Isser of Kotev. And in order to be Chai min Torah and Isser Doraisa, you have to write in a manner that's going to last, that is miskayim. In the Mishkan, these were lasting letters that were written. If you write on a very temporary nature, then it's going to be an Isser D'Rabbanan once again.
Can I ask you about temporary writing? Do you mind?
Sure thing.
I'm a man of leisure. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I am very well aware.
Okay. One of nice leisure activity, of course, is the Etch-a-Sketch.
Okay.
It's a classic leisure activity.
Mm-hmm.
You can etch, you can sketch, and erase, and have the fun all over again.
Right.
Did you notice that I erased?
I did.
Now, does that erasing, it seems to me that would make the actual writing more of a temporary nature. After all, it's an Etch-a-Sketch Doodle Pro, which implies, by virtue of being the Etch-a-Sketch, some pretty immediate eraser.
Well, it's good to take this class then, because indeed, when you're writing in that fashion, it's similar to writing with a pencil. Now, although pencil is erasable,
yes, but
when you write it, if you don't erase it, it's going to last for a very long time. That's called a lasting writing. It's called miskayim. That's going to be a doraisa prohibition if you wrote those two letters. Now, when you erase it, whether pencil or your Etch-a-Sketch, guess what? You violated another Isser Doraisa of Mochek, of erasing. So actually, in that scenario, you'll be violating two Issurim Doraisa potentially. Your case of a temporary writing might be something you might want to do in a winter day on your car.
Ah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, there's a lot of things I could do on a winter day that involve writing.
Right.
I like to make snow angels in the snow.
Okay, so that's going to be temporary. It's not going to last for too long. The snow's going to melt.
Right.
That's going to be an Isser D'Rabbanan.
Okay, so I don't want to do that, even though it's not going to last for a long time.
That's correct.
I will often like to write on the frosting of my car.
Exactly.
I'll write some epithets, perhaps, on my friend's car.
I've seen in this neighborhood, clean this car.
Yes.
Something like that.
A lot of dust in this neighborhood.
Yes, indeed.
So, well, that would be another example.
Correct.
On a dusty day, writing clean this car on your friends on Shabbos.
Right, so that'll be an Isser D'Rabbanan. Again, because you are writing, it's not going to be a permanent kind of writing. That's going to be an Isser D'Rabbanan on Shabbos. Absolutely.
So it's the nature of the writing itself that determines whether it's permanent.
Correct.
Like this will stay if I don't erase it, and therefore that makes it permanent.
Correct.
Okay. What about like something that really dissolves right away, like a fruit juice or something?
So again,
invisible ink.
Exactly. So you're in the medical field.
Yes.
So there is, for example, doctors will have to, if they're, let's say there's a case of life-threatening medical procedure has to be done in a hospital.
Yes.
So they'll certainly want to fill out the chart.
Yes.
Now the filling out of the chart is not life-threatening, perhaps.
Okay.
So the best thing to do, I don't know if it's doable, is to write with some kind of disappearing ink.
Is that right?
Let's say lasts for 24 hours, and after Shabbos you can photocopy it, have everything there, and then you'll certainly minimize your prohibition from an Isser Doraisa to an Isser D'Rabbanan in that fashion.
I didn't see that done. That's quite fascinating. Okay, so we want to make sure that's not a lasting. What about a surface like that, whether the surface lasts or not?
If you have, for example, the Shulchan Aruch, the Gemara speaks about if you write on leaves.
Yes.
So leaves, by their very nature, at some point will disintegrate.
Right.
That's not called a lasting surface. So whether the ink is impermanent or the surface that you're writing on is impermanent, all of that is going to reduce your prohibition from a Doraisa level to a D'Rabbanan.
The rabbinic level doesn't really help me. Either way, I don't want to do it.
That's absolutely correct.
Except, I guess, like you said, life-threatening situation.
Right. And again, in general, for our purposes, usually writing is not involving any life-threatening situation. There's not going to be any difference between a Doraisa or a D'Rabbanan. Both will be Asr. Another example of a rabbinic prohibition is if, normally speaking, you have to write in the natural way that you would write. If you write with your offhand,
yes,
like your left hand, if you're righty,
right, that
also will knock you down from a Doraisa to a D'Rabbanan.
Can you have a multiplicity of knocking down to D'Rabbanan, for example? Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, you mentioned any letters or shapes would be a problem. Would that be true in any a language or anything like that?
Yes, any language.
Okay.
If you write in English, French, German,
right,
Russian, that's also going to be prohibited.
Now, let's say I'm doing my offhand on an Etch-a-Sketch, and all I'm doing is a line. Is that a shape? I mean, at what point does a shape become a shape?
No, so I think that's still, if you have